spring?
It was spring fun.
Later.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, that kind
I did not know that. I hope we got our concrete covered.
Yeah, I don't know how much we're gonna get.
Yeah, see how it's
but-
doing, then we can. Got up to 16, that'll do me.
There you go.
Oh, gracious. Okay, let's call the meeting to order, please. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the Union City Community Schools Board Meeting. Our meeting agenda is available for you to follow. The expectation for our board meeting is to follow this agenda closely. We operate under the Open Meetings Act and utilize Robert's Rules of Order to govern our discussion and decision-making process. There is an opportunity for public comment during our set agenda. We welcome the public to express their opinions during this time of our agenda. If there are any questions about the agenda or the board meeting process, please seek out one of the board members for clarification. Do we have an addition or deletion of items to the agenda? Looks like
We
there
have one
is.
addition, yes.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to add this item, which is about a proposal for surveying services as 6G.
So moved.
Support. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed the same. Motion carries. Anything else that needs to be added? Okay. On there, so I don't forget. We'll move on to the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved. Support.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. Move on to correspondence. Do we have any correspondence tonight?
None that I'm aware of.
All right. And now we'll move on to our first public comments time. This is a section of the meeting in which the public may make comments or share their opinions about items on the agenda. We ask you to limit your comments to no longer than 5 minutes per person to allow others the opportunity to speak. This is an opportunity for the board to listen to your concerns. It is not board practice to act on the concerns voiced during the meeting to allow for the board to do further research. Do we have any public comments at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to action items. Our first up is financials. Board action is required to approve the financials for the month ending April 30th, 2025. I would entertain a motion for that.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. Move on to ballot language. Board action is required to approve a resolution to call a special election of the district on Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, and place a bond proposal to borrow the amount of $19,110,000 on the ballot as presented. I would entertain a motion for the same.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion?
I was just a random fact related to this. I got my hair cut the other day and just talking, hey, let all your customers know this is coming up, and explained to him the tax situation with the solar farms. And that really impressed him. He didn't realize the impact that had on this whole deal. So make sure you let people understand that, yeah, people don't like the solar farms, but in this case, it's really helping us out a lot. So just trying to get the word out right before this all comes to a head. So
Great.
it was great, yeah. So once I explained all that to him, he was really, really excited about the prospect. So
Great.
that was good.
Any other discussion? Although, Kelly, this is a resolution, right?
Yes.
So you get to call the roll. I almost said it, but I caught myself.
Yaki,
Yeah.
Gauchi,
Here.
Steele,
Yes.
Arlt,
Yes.
Herman.
Yes. Next up is our CISD budget resolution. Board action is required to adopt a resolution expressing support or disapproval of the proposed general fund budget as presented. And, Chris, would you like to speak on this before I call for the motion?
Yeah, we, every year the ISD, you are required to vote to whether you approve of or disapprove of their budget proposal. They are routinely running excessive fund balances, and even with added spending this last year, they're adding to their fund balances. And not only that, in some of the ways they are choosing to spend down some of the money, because they have taken steps to spend down some of the money. But the ways they're doing it is by adding even more support to districts that buy their services. So if you buy their services of student software or financial software, then they have reduced the fee they're charging to districts in half or even lower. In other words, taking tax dollars and supporting certain districts that buy services from them as opposed to spending those services on other districts. And they continue to not provide, I don't believe, all of the adequate funding they need for special education. They are certainly funding our services here at the full level, and they're even going back to, for next year, funding not all of the indirect costs, but some of them. Is that correct? In their budget proposal, do you remember, Sarah?
Yes.
It's some of the indirect costs. And Patrick was at the meeting where they talked about that. But there are still needs that we have brought to them regarding other programs for certain students that they just simply do not provide. And they have large fund balances. And until they, to my mind, spend that money, I don't feel like we should. Doesn't mean it's going to change anything, because they're still going to approve their budget and move forward. But that would be my recommendation.
Okay, so at this time, we'll entertain a motion to either accept, express support, or disapproval.
Make a motion to disapprove the fund budget. Support.
Discussion. Is there a way that we can tell them why we're disapproving?
Yeah, I think it's what the format itself has on it.
It's just an
A
adoption
brief-
or a disapproval. I don't think there's anywhere.
They asked me last year, though. I know
Yeah, I
that
was gonna
last
say
year I was able to.
they make contact.
Yeah, I know I was able to last year explain
Okay.
to them. So
All right, all those in favor, please signify, in favor of the disapproval, please signify by saying
Yes.
aye.
I have to do a roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I even underlined resolution this time.
She was on a roll.
I can only do it once, evidently.
That's all right. I can do a roll call for that.
Gracious.
All right, Gauchi,
Yes.
Arlt,
Yes.
Steele,
Yes.
Yaki,
Yes.
Herman.
Yes, thank you. Next up, high school night custodian hiring. Board action is required to approve the hiring of Abigail Hoffman as the high school night custodian. I would entertain a motion for the same.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion.
Feel good about this one.
All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. We'll move on now to the Neola policy repeal. This will exclude the current bullying policy. Board action is required to repeal the Neola school board policies excluding the current bullying policy 5517.01. I would entertain a motion for the same.
So moved. Support.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. Next is the adoption of Troon policies, which excludes the policy 5207 for anti-bullying. Board action is required to approve these Troon policies other than the anti-bullying, and I would entertain a motion for the same.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. And lastly, the survey. Board action is required to add item,
Well,
Oh.
that's the addition
oh, that
of
was
the
it.
item.
Board action is required for the approval of the mega proposal for surveying services in the amount of $38,000, and then the amounts are there for the different schools. Chris, would you like to speak to this before we
Yes.
vote?
We're beginning the process, working with our architect, and first step is they need to have a professional survey done of all the land involved for the construction. I asked them to get a couple different proposals and to recommend a company that they felt like will do a good job, and he sent this to me this afternoon. And being over our dollar amount, so I brought it to the board for you to approve so they can get the survey done. We have planned to do, they're having their kickoff meeting internally this week, and we're having a kickoff meeting with them next week on the design phase, and they're going to be coming down to our district. They want to get the survey done first, but then several of their team at the architects will be coming down first week of June, and beginning to meet with our staff and basically going over all of our facilities, taking photos and those kind of things. So we're getting started, and this is the first step.
Great. So I would entertain a motion to complete the survey as discussed.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. Next is our discussion item, which is the CISD biennial election resolution consideration. We will be actually doing a vote for what we're going to do after we end this meeting and start the next meeting, which will happen directly after this meeting. I know that sounds confusing, but hang tight. So, Chris, do you have anything you want to say on this one?
You're just basically, there are two candidates running for 2 terms to the ISD board, and you have to choose a representative to vote, as well as which candidates to vote for. And their requirements are that it must be discussed in one meeting and voted on in another meeting, and yet we just got this information, a week and a half ago? And it has to be in by the middle of May.
I think the
So it's-
filing date is May 5th. You can't vote earlier than May 12th on this. It's all, there's a lot of
There's
rules.
a timeline
There's a lot
that
of rules.
basically means,
It's all state ISD's election
Yeah.
this way. It's not
but
just
it ends up being you have to have 2
it's
meetings,
just not.
and it just works out, we do this
This way.
2 meetings on one night
Mm-hmm.
in order to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of insane, actually. Nevertheless.
Do we get paid twice? That's the important
You know, no one's ever asked us that
I
question,
think
Jeremy.
technically,
That's funny,
well, it's big money.
right?
he's probably technically right. Have to check our bylaws on it. You just approved new policies, so we'll have to check.
We'll have to look that up.
See, I didn't get there in my reading.
I didn't either.
That was
Pretty
the first thing
dense
Jerry
reading.
researched.
Pretty dense reading.
Shoot. All right, so there are 2 candidates. It's on the 6th. Do we have anything we want to discuss about this right at this point, or we'll do it at the next meeting?
Second. It's on June 2nd.
Oh, I saw 6 p.m. Sorry.
Yep.
June 2nd, and I'm falling apart tonight. Okay, Next is our second public comment statement. This is a section of the meeting in which the public may make comments or share their opinions about Union City Community Schools. We ask you to limit your comments to no longer than 5 minutes per person to allow others the opportunity to speak. This is an opportunity for the board to listen to your concerns. It is not board practice to act on the concerns voiced during this meeting to allow the board to do further research. Are there any public comments at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to board roundtable. Does anyone have anything that they want to share at this point?
I appreciate the spreadsheet of the graduates, whoever, if it was you or Amber who got that to us.
That was Amber. She shared it with me tonight, so
I appreciate it. It's nice to see that ahead of time, for sure.
It's awfully quiet here without Darren
I
tonight.
tell you what.
Boom, boom.
We got through this meeting in 11 minutes, kids. All right. If there is nothing else, then I would entertain a motion for adjournment to then go to our next one.
So move.
Support. Give that to Paul.
I'll give it to Paul. Discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. Now we get to go right into meeting number 2. We've already called it to order. We don't need to do the Pledge of Allegiance again. And we have another public comment time on this agenda item. This is a section of the meeting in which the public may make comments or share their opinions about the agenda item. We ask you to limit your comments to no longer than 5 minutes per person to allow others the opportunity to speak. This is an opportunity for the board to listen to your concerns. It is not board practice to act on the concerns voiced during this meeting to allow for the board to do further research. Do we have any public comments at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to our action item. Board action is required to select a representative from the board to attend the biennial election meeting on June 2nd, 2025 at 6 p.m. at the CISD. We need to identify candidates and direct a representative to vote. And there are 2 6-year terms expiring this year, Jeannie Goodrich and Kenneth Pons seeking re-election. I would entertain a motion and then we can discuss who wants to vote. So I would entertain that motion this time.
So move.
Support.
All right, discussion.
I won't be here. So.
I can go vote. That's not a problem because I'm the CISD representative for us anyways, and I am available that day. So that's not a problem. And seeing as how we only have 2 candidates, I'll just go vote for those 2 candidates if that sounds okay. Okay,
Sounds great.
all right.
Perfect.
Nailed
Thank
it.
you, Amber.
Hey, you're welcome. All right, Kelly, this is a resolution time.
Yes. All right. Yaki,
Yes.
Gauchi,
Yep.
Steele,
Yes.
Earl,
Yeah.
Herman.
Yes. Thank you. All right, and now at this time, we have a request to adjourn to a closed session. And so for those of you who are here, the only thing that will be left after we come back from that closed session will be adjournment from this second meeting. So you're welcome to stay for that if you'd like, or you're welcome to not. At this time, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. We're going to go into closed session. And Kelly, I can let you know when the
Thank
names
you.
and times for
We
the
have
others.
lots of stuff for.
Oh, okay.